distinguished guests at this meeting, especially Professor Yang and his team, and Captain Wang is here, and his crew here that brought the ship safely through this difficult voyage. It's been a very interesting morning. We've had interesting lectures from several fields of Arctic research, and to some of them I hope that we will be able to work together in the future. It's very important to achieve a better understanding of the ongoing global change. And the polar regions are very important in this change. And we really want to know what's happening there. Now, when the Arctic is opening up faster than expected, we see new opportunities. And this calls on increased research in the area. The visit of Xuelong in the January 5 here to Iceland is a groundbreaking step in the cooperation between China and Iceland in Arctic research. We Icelanders have often said that we live on the border of habitable area here in the north. Now this border is moving steadily further north, and we need to monitor these changes and investigate the effects it's having on our surroundings. We are used to look at these changes in our surroundings as a threat. Therefore, we have looked at the effects of global warming as a negative effect. There's no doubt that the changes will be negative for a large part of the world, but there are areas where it could have positive effects. And we could be living in one of these areas. But like Embla said here before, we need to adapt to these changes, as they could change important things for us, such as our fish stocks. We could lose some, but we could be gaining other. And on the whole, it could benefit the living standard in our country. In the summer 2011, the Arctic Sea ice meltdown reached a new record low since the beginning of a satellite data record that are ranging back to 1979, as well as other records that are ranging back to the 50s. These data show that the ice thickness in the Arctic disappears at a far higher pace than was previously expected. The rate, as has been mentioned here before, the rate of loss is 50% higher than polar scientists was expecting, and suggested that would be the cause of the global warming. In the summer ice in 2004 amounted to about 13,000 cubic kilometers, and the volume had dropped to about 7,000 cubic kilometers in 2012. So shipping in the Arctic is becoming a reality, and all the Arctic nations are getting ready. The shipping and sailing will only increase with less ice. Now the Chinese icebreaker Xuelong has completed the Arctic Northeast Seaway and making the first such voyage by a Chinese vessel, opening an Arctic route connecting the Pacific and Atlantic for a future Chinese science expedition. The vessel is estimated to cover 17,000 nautical miles, or 27,000 kilometers, in those 90 days before it returns back to Shanghai, which is expected to take place 29th of September. Distance-wise, transport through the Northeast Passage means that Iceland would be going from being the European country furthest away from China over to be one of the closest. And one of the most important things to reach out to the general public is through lectures, exhibitions, similar to what we have been doing here today. I would therefore like to thank Professor Yang, Director of the Polar Research Institute of China, and the head of this 5th Arctic expedition, and his team, and the crew of the ship, for this visit to Akureyri. Visit as this one opens up important windows for scientific exchanges with other countries. And I would also like to thank all the speakers that gave us very informative and good lectures here today. And at the end, I would like to get Dr. Yang up here and have a little gift from the University of Akuryeri. This is like a memory block you can write notes on. This is the ash layers of the mountain Hekla. So you can see here from the different eruptions from the mountain Hekla. It's like digging into the ground to see the ash layers in the ground. Yeah. And you see each layer, and then you see how many years we had between the eruptions. And that's just to remind that from Iceland, here where we have the volcanoes, sending out ash into the atmosphere, that can really affect what's going on in the global warming and the